Welcome to the Rhonda Effect Podcast. I'm your host, Rhonda Arnott. And today we're going to be talking about a topic that whether or not you realize it or recognize it, it actually affects us all to some degree. Now, what is it? It's called self-doubt. Self-doubt is a very simple phrase used a lot, but it actually has a very profound effect on us. Over time, this penetrating feeling can actually lead into limiting beliefs, fears, insecurities that sometimes become ingrained in us, in our personalities and our attitudes, and sometimes in our choices. These behaviors become what I like to call blessing blockers. They have sabotaged our potential and dismantled our dreams and desires. It's not good. We end up standing in our own way, blocking the blessings that were meant for us and planned for us and are rightly ours. And who wants to stand in our own way? I know I've done it many a times. But in today's episode, we'll explore some of the most common blessing blockers that keep us stuck, and more importantly, how to overcome them. So here we go. Self-doubt. Okay, so self-doubt and destiny are like a two-sided coin. On one side, there's doubt. It's Diesel barking. Sometimes on one side, there's self-doubt rooted in opinions, expectations, and wounds of others, often passed down from generation to generation. And it's usually misguided wisdom. On the other side, there's our destiny, the potential and purpose that lies within each one of us. So it's a two-sided coin. Many of us are taught to believe in a higher purpose or a higher power. Some people call it God, which I do, source, universe. It doesn't matter. It's a higher power. But not often enough are we taught to believe in ourselves. And I know that goes against the grain of believing in a higher power and believing in ourselves, but there has to be belief in yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes, there's a higher power guiding us, but you have to believe in yourself. God did not give you a spirit of self-doubt, okay? But there's a gap in our upbringing that can lead to the inner thoughts, which is actually our conscious mind. Our subconscious mind is where our higher self lives. But right now, these beliefs, the self-doubt is in our conscious mind. And that lingering whisper that we're not good enough, we're not loved enough, we're not worthy enough. When you hear these, what do? We shrink. We settle. We self-sabotage. And I'm not talking about this just for the sake of talking on my podcast. It's something that I have worked on for a long time. I work on it with my clients, but I had to go through this journey myself. I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means, and it still happens to me, but it's not the same. I now have tools and techniques that I can use on myself that help me through this journey. And I help my clients as well. I have I can't even think of the name of it, wind chimes going each time I'm speaking. I don't know if you can hear them or not, but I love them. Okay, so with self-doubt, we will never fully pursue what we don't believe we're worthy to receive. So let me say that again. We will never fully pursue what we don't believe we're worthy to receive. Ponder that. We will never truly pursue what we don't believe we're worthy to receive. To believe bigger means that that you are worthy, you are wonderful, and you're ready for those blessings. Even Diesel thinks so. So let's break this down for the common blessing blockers. Okay, so you ready? Here we go. Fear of failure. Number one, fear of failure. And this often paralyzes us or prevents us from taking risks. I know I've felt it. But remember, failure is not the opposite of success. It is actually a part of it. You can't have success without some sort of failure. But don't let that failure paralyze you. Each failure, if you want to call it failure, I know you can't see me do my little air quotes, but each failure is a lesson that can bring you closer to your goals. I don't even like to call it the word failure. Maybe we'll call it opportunity. I'll think about that. The next one, perfectionism. How often have you heard somebody say, I'm a perfectionist? I shake when I hear somebody say that, because striving for perfection or classing yourself as a perfectionist can lead to inaction. Seriously, it can. And it's an illusion. How do you know it's perfect? There's always going to be something that you're going to find that makes it so it's not perfect or you're not perfect, which is so untrue. And if you're focusing on perfectionism, you are missing the excellence, because you can strive and achieve excellence. The next blessing blocker, this one is really close to me, is negative self-talk. The way we speak to ourselves is critical. I know you've heard that many times, and I'm only stressing it again because this is something that has happened to me many, many times in my life. Negative self-talk. Replacing that negative self-talk with affirmations of love or self-love, encouragement, awe makes the difference. I even used to speak about, and sometimes I still will, and I catch myself really quick when I speak about things like my own negative self-talk about money, my body. Listen, I am going on 56 years old. I'm not 20 anymore. But I have that, or I had that negative self-talk about my body. And even my business, whether it be my corporate career or my online entrepreneurial role, negative self-talk. Now I stop it in its tracks. It comes out of my mouth. I stop it. It is a vicious cycle. Even internally, I could feel that as the words came out of my mouth, my body was reacting. Have you ever felt like that? Or do you just continue to go on the vicious cycle? And another one that seems to hit home. That's why I'm telling you, I am not sharing this because I've never experienced. These are all things I've experienced. And the last one I want to talk about briefly is comparing yourself to others, or imposter syndrome. Yeah. Especially when I started my online journey. Comparing yourself to others oh my gosh, that is where you can like completely stop your journey. And it only breeds discontent and self-doubt. You need to focus on your own path because you and myself, we are uniquely made. Focus on your progress, your path. What about you? Have you ever doubted or had self-doubt and compared yourself to others? Whether it be online or in real life? That didn't make you feel very good, did it? I know it didn't for me. God, source, universe desires for us to believe bigger. Bigger than we could ever imagine. Bigger than what we've gone through and where we are right now. And even what we're used to. Bigger than that. And to believe bigger means you need to embrace the truth that you are enough. You are worthy. You are wonderfully made. You are unique. You are ready to receive the blessings that are intended for you. I know I am. I put my hand up. I am ready. And it's honestly, it's time to shift our mindset. It's time. When self-doubt creeps in, which it will, I will guarantee you it will. Just acknowledge this. Acknowledge it. Send it on its way. Do not stay stuck in that energy and don't let it take control of you. Challenge these thoughts. Challenge these doubts with truth. Truth, and remind yourself you are capable. You are deserving. You have everything you need within you to achieve your big dreams. Mm-hmm. Remember, the journey to believing bigger starts with a single step. And that's recognizing when there is self-doubt. Once you clear that energy, that stuck energy of self-doubt, there's no more blessing blockers. And we begin to open ourselves up to a world of possibilities and opportunities. I'm telling you, I've been on the other side. I know. If you're feeling stuck with this energy of self-doubt, do your higher self a favor. Head on over to the YouTube, and if you're on YouTube, scroll and look for my EFT, which is Emotional Freedom Technique tapping, on self-doubt. So you can move through this energy and begin to go after your dreams and goals, to believe bigger. If you want to, send me a DM and let's connect further. I would love to talk to you about self-doubt and give you some tools to get through that energy. So thank you for joining me on this episode of The Rhonda Effect. And until next time, keep believing bigger and trust in the journey.